this is Somaya.
What's good?
Hey, how are you?
Oh, how are you, sweetie?
Hello.
Good. I'm sorry I'm calling like 10 minutes late. I couldn't get VH1 off the phone because they called me because we're setting up the reunion. And I was like, I gotta go, guys. I have an interview, so I'm so sorry.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there and you're watching, man, we have the beautiful Miss Somaya Reece from Love and Hip Hop on right now. What's going on with you, sweetie? So happy that you called us.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me. I'm doing really good. I'm so happy to be on the West Coast.
Oh, okay. So you're back over on the West Coast after being in New York for so long, huh?
Yeah, well, I still have my place in New York. Don't get it twisted.
Oh,
I
okay.
still got my place in New York. I love New York. New York is definitely a big piece of my home now. But I'm out here on the West Coast, really happy to be in my own house, my own bed.
Right.
And, with my mom and my sisters and my whole family. So it feels really good.
I feel you, sweetie.
Yeah.
Well, basically, we're happy that you called in. Of course, we just wanted to talk to you for a little bit and ask a couple questions and things like that, and hopefully you can give everybody else out there your side of what went on Love and Hip Hop. And so basically, you became a household name while you was at VH1's Love and Hip Hop. You became a household name when you were at Love and Hip Hop. You know what I'm saying? So tell us about that experience.
Sure. Well, when I came on the show, I wasn't told the show was going to be so, with a bunch of negative girls. So VH1 did a good job of getting me on there. I didn't know any of that. They just told me they would be documenting my move. And even though they were doing that, it wasn't really a good experience for me, but it was a good experience in the sense of that I'm very blessed that VH1 gave me a platform.
Right.
And it's like a blessing and a very strange experience at the same time. But I'm a strong woman, so no one can belittle me or make me feel bad about myself.
Right. So you enjoyed your time there and things of that nature. It's rare to have a reality series that's as successful as Love and Hip Hop with just small drama. You know what I'm saying? How were you able to keep down that drama that y'all did have?
Sure. Well, this isn't anything that happens in real life. To be honest with you, this never happens to me. I don't meet people like this. This is probably the darker side of hip hop, which I'm not involved in. So it's nothing that I'm not aware of, but it was, kind of a crazy experience. And it's really hard to answer. So much happened. It's like I said, so much happened. And, again, I'm just grateful that I have my platform. And, Somaya Reece is always going to be a happy person at the end of the day. But I stand up for myself, I mean, you can't stop me. Never.
Right.
This is not going to happen. It's not in the cards.
Yeah. Now, of course, everybody knows that there was a little tension on the show between you and Olivia, who was formerly with G Unit. So how is things going between you and her leading up to the reunion show?
Well, I don't speak to her at all. The show was filmed, a year ago, and I've let go of all of that. But apparently she hasn't because. Every interview she can, and every interview she's on, she's always going in on me, and I don't respond. I have no response because, I responded once, I spoke about it one time, and that's it. I'm a grown woman, and I don't play childish games, and that's something I moved on from. You learn from things. Right. And, so, she could stay mad for the rest of her life, but I'm too busy on my grown woman.
Right.
I'm too busy trying to get my money, so you could be mad all day. It only helps promotion for me, so I'm not mad. Go ahead. Feel whatever you want to feel. But, it's been a year. I mean, people need to learn to let go of things. Eventually, it's just not healthy for you in reality,
Right. Now, you've had fame before you even got on the show, and you had big buzz while you was over in Europe, and they compared you to Missy Elliott. How did it feel being compared to a mega superstar like that?
A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. But I think that the one thing that Love and Hip Hop did not show the viewer is how my real performances are to the songs, the kind of songs that I make. And one of the reasons why that was a comparison is because I love DJs and I love like breakdancing music. I love DJ scratches, and I love Euro sounds, and I love rap music over that.
Right.
So at the time I was experimenting with a very kind of a groundbreaking sort of a sound, and Europe really caught on to that song, Ooh Baby Baby, it's a very light-hearted song, but the beat and the style, it was just so different to them. I think it's just different in general because I don't want to be like anyone else. I'm Somaya Reece, and that's what I'm pursuing. So it was a lot of pressure because I really, like I said, it was a fun song, and I didn't think in any way it would catch on so fast. So
right.
I'm grateful, and I'm grateful for it because now, Ooh Baby Baby, I have so many things, again, that wasn't shared on the show. I have a Lionsgate film that's dropping in a couple of days, May 13th.
Okay.
And it's called Go For It. Go For It, not only am I acting in it and I'm performing in it as Somaya Reece, but my sound is the soundtrack to the film.
Oh, that's hot.
In the commercials that are currently airing on television, and it will drop in theaters. So it's not like a straight to DVD thing. This is like a real movie, and this is what I do, But again, people don't know that. They just, they look at the show and they think their own things unless you do research or you've known about me.
Right. Now, we're playing a little bit of your video that is out there, Would You Still Love Me, with EXO, that you recorded while you were on the show. I thought it was hot, I really liked it. I loved your look. I loved the way in which you made yourself continue to be a lady. You know what I'm saying? You're a diva, no doubt, but I love the way in which you maintained your whole womanhood. You weren't going to be scandalous. You weren't going to be the slut or whatever. You wanted to be a lady at the same time, and I loved that.
Yeah, that's definitely something that's just, I don't know, I don't really ain't nothing wrong with being sexy. I'm definitely not a prude, but I don't know. It's like I've always liked that whole fashionable sexy and that kind of around the way girl sexy. Like, there's a big difference, than just, being scantily clad, and that's fine, but that's for magazines, that when you're promoting things, that's not for your everyday thing,
Right.
That's where I stand with it, and thank you so much, because Would You Still Love Me was, it's a very summery, kind of a spoken word, poetic song. It's not a dumb, hard,
right,
type of record, and that's what I do love about it, because the lyrics are real. Everything I'm talking about in the song is true, and it's. I've been so blessed that a lot of people have liked it and took a liking to it, and DJs and PDs and everyone is helping me. Because of a lot of things that happened to the show, it actually worked in my favor because people want to help me, and that's all I've ever wanted was my chance.
Right. Now, of course, that our show here is The Single Life with Chris and Nikki. And, of course, we deal with relationships, good or bad or whatnot. And with your song, Would You Still Love Me, we heard it. We loved it. And, of course, we want to know, where did your inspiration for the song come from? And how is it for a special person? Because we saw EXO in the show, and he's also featured on the song. So, I mean, is he that special person? I mean, is he still?
He's always going to be the special person, but the song, the way that the song came about was because I left if VH1 had filmed how I live in LA, people would have been like, what? Like, that's crazy, because here in LA, I have everything made for me. I have my own home. Didn't have to worry about a car, didn't have to worry about everything. And when I decided to give up everything to finish my style of music, I went from having everything to having nothing in New York. In New York, you catch the bus, you catch the subways, the trains, and even though for New Yorkers it seems very normal, for me it wasn't. For me it was like, whoa, it felt like I was going back to where I started when I was living in the hood, but I came from nothing, so it was a very easy transition for me. It wasn't that hard.
Right.
So a lot of it came from that. A lot of it came from like if I lost it all, would you still love me? And I was sort of going through this whole, like, I was feeling down when I first got there, because I was like, man, like, you know, but it's worth it to me because I'm doing this for my mom and my dad. Unfortunately, they weren't able to give us the life, the American dream that they wanted to, but I'm here to give that to them. So I was going through, like, okay, I can't go back home. I gotta do something really major in New York. I'm gonna do something major in New York. I don't know what it is, but aside from the mixtape, I had plans on doing other things, and then I was blessed to get on the show. So there it is.
Okay, that's
and a lot of it was from that. You know, like I said, you know, if you know, the property values here in LA is, you know, in the, you know, $700,000 million homes, and that doesn't mean you have a super major house, but I have a really nice home out here. And so when I'm talking about that in the song, it's like, what if I didn't have all that? Like,
right?
You still be down with me?
Right. I feel
guys go through that too. I mean,
yeah. Now, of course,
don't speak on it though. You know?
Yeah. Now, of course, you know, our foundation here at WRUG is with independent artists, and you've had a lot of success without a major deal. Now, what has been your secret to actually getting all of this success while you've been out there without a deal as an independent artist?
Push.
Yeah.
Push. Continue to push. Believe in your dreams. Like, even one thing, okay, this was very inspiring to me. will.i.am is somebody that I know from here, from LA. Being with will.i.am in the studio and being around Nas and being around like some really major people in the studio, once I got out of my head, because I used to think that everybody was so perfect in the studio and everybody was a one-take Jake and that's it, like, pow, you're done. But once I was able to be around some great people and I saw that they were human like me, my beast mode went so much harder. Because I was like, not everyone is a one-take Jake. This is amazing to me. I was like, okay, so there's room for growth here for me. Because I thought, like, you had to go from 0 to 100, like, fast.
Right.
But I didn't, that was just because, you know, again, you believe everything that's in the media. People don't realize that before anyone became that, you know, you kind of worked your way up. So that was really a big part of why I kept pushing. And I never gave up, just like on my show. You know, I am a very nice person, but you can't keep pressing my buttons and judging me and tell me that what I wear isn't great. I mean, if you keep judging me off of material possessions, then truly I am winning here.
Right.
Because, you know what I mean? Like, I don't do that. I don't really judge anybody unless you give me a reason to, I guess, you know, if you're doing what you're doing. That's really what it is. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing. You got to stand up for your beliefs. You got to stand up for your individuality. You cannot let anybody put you down. The moment you let somebody put you down, you've lost everything you've been fighting for. Everything you've been fighting for. So you got to just keep going. Just push, and also reinvest. That's a big thing that I do. I reinvest. I'm very lucky now that I have an investor now behind me.
Okay.
But I still was reinvesting into myself all the time as best as I could, and it's helped. You know, it's taken a little bit longer, but that's okay. I'm here now, and, you know, I'm not going to stop, and there's a lot of really great things that are left for me, you know. And every day is never the end for me. Every day is a day for growth.
Okay. Now, would you call that one of the advantages or one of the disadvantages of actually being an independent artist?
Well, the advantage is all the money's yours.
It definitely is a good thing.
Another advantage is the machine doesn't control you. They don't censor you.
True.
They don't tell you how to dress. They don't tell you what to do. The disadvantage of it is that the push isn't as hard. The disadvantage of it is that sometimes you do need, you know, a machine behind you. But the disadvantage of that is the machine censors you. The machine tells you what to do, how to dress, how to talk, what type of song to do. So there's a really big disadvantage of it, and there's the biggest advantage is you just get to be you, and you can create something to the point to where you can finally ask for what you want, which is where I'm at now. I built so much by myself, I'll be damned if somebody tries to tell me what to do.
Right. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah.
That's definitely an advantage.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you know, when people listen to your music, of course, it's an eclectic sound. And Now, when people listen to your music, what do you expect for them to get out of your music when they listen to Somaya? What do you want them to get out of it?
I know that since we live in the day and age where everyone's a critic, everyone thinks they're an A&R, everyone thinks they're Jimmy Iovine. The first thing that most people always say is, wow, your Spanish rap is really on point. Your Spanish music is really good.
Right.
Or they'll say, like, wow, you're really bringing something new to the game. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm embracing my Latin roots. I'm not ashamed to be a Latina.
Right. So that means you're celebrating Cinco de Mayo hard today, huh?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know this. And I'm not even Mexican, but I'm out there celebrating.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But for the most part, I'm Somaya Reece, and that's all I'm going to be. And I'm embracing my Latin roots. And if you like to have a good time, and if you like to stand up to those haters that constantly try to pull you down, that's what the music's about. You know, I'm not going nowhere. You could try whatever you want to stop my shine. Try to throw a wrench in it. I'm going to figure out how to pull it out, and you're not going to stop me. And that's a lot of what it is. But it's a lot of people are saying they like the fresh new sound because a lot of things do sound the same. And the reason why most individuals go so far is because they bring something individual. Who wants to be like the next person?
Definitely.
I was born to stand out.
Yeah.
I was born to live outside the box.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Now, if we wanted to purchase this music, now where will we go to get it?
Sure. I have a couple of songs and ringtones on iTunes, so you could just search for Somaya Reece on iTunes.
Right.
But the official singles aren't technically in full rotation. They're on the radio, but my mixtape album, there's going to be a lot of the songs off the mixtape album will be going on iTunes, and then some are going to be given away for free.
Okay, that's great.
And yeah, and so it's called a mixtape album because it started out as a mixtape, and then it developed into original beats and album music.
Okay.
So it's more album material now. So it's like a whole different platform we're working with.
Cool.
And it's called Rebel with a Cause because I'm very rebellious.
Right.
And I have a cause. My cause is to fight for all the underdogs and to fight for individuality. I don't want to be put in a box.
Okay.
And it will be dropping in June.
That's great. Now, of course, if we want to keep in contact with Miss Somaya Reece, how will we get in contact with you? Facebook, Twitter? How we do that?
All of them.
Okay.
But you go to my website, missreece.com, and that's MissReece.com. I have my Facebook, my Twitter, and MySpace on there for those that are still on MySpace. My Twitter is at Somaya_Reece.
Okay.
And then my Facebook is facebook.com/Somaya Reece.
Okay. Now give us that website one more time so that they'll know the website so they can get all of the information.
Yeah, the website is missreece.com, and that's MissReece.com.
Well, great. All right. Now, of course, we always want to do it like we do it here at the radio station. So go and give us a drop before we let you go because, we got to get your Cinco de Mayo back in. So just let us know who this is and let them know WRUGRadio.com is the place to be.
Okay, WRUGRadio.com. Okay, cool. What's up? It's your girl Somaya Boss, Reece La Jefa, and WRUGRadio.com is the only place to be. Mwah! Dame un beso.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That is Miss Somaya Reece, the boss, from Love and Hip Hop, here on WRUG Radio Station, the #1 internet radio station in the land. And we'll be right back with more. Be right back with more